Hey guys, today we have a different POV for today. I'm trying to reformat all my videos because the watches just keep going in and I don't have the time anymore to edit all these videos. So bear with me, guys. This will be a much better solution, I think. And just let's try it for now. At my end, it will be a lot of more freestyling and a more uncut, raw approach. But yeah, it's a journey and we'll see how it will go. With that said, today I have another sponsored video by addiesdive. And as you know, addiesdive was one of my first videos I actually uploaded. And right from start, the quality just blew me away. So I will try to not talk too much and just go in the video without further ado. So like I said, addiesdive was friendly enough to send me this watch. I do not have to send it back, but that won't change my opinion whatsoever. So yeah, this is the watch. It is a military style field watch. Um, the price I think is around 100 bucks, I believe. Uh, but yeah, my first impression, I just started collecting military watches and I will get some of my other watches to compare for you guys, but I don't know. It's like I don't know if you can call it a addiction. Maybe it is. Uh, it must be for me at least. Uh, and yeah, it has this vintage vintage charm that just most of the other modern sport watches nowadays don't have. And something about the simplicity just draws me into it. So, uh, with this watch in my hand, I already feel it feels like a lot of robustness. If I were to wear this watch, I won't be afraid to hit it against something because at the end of the day, this watch is pretty much made for that kind of activities as we speak. Let me take a quick look at my checklist. Guys, I made a checklist to make this a more smooth transition. Um, well, I can guarantee you that this watch is definitely inspired by the Dirty Dozen series or yeah, something in that category, military style, vintage military style inspired field watches. I'll try to focus the camera so you can see how this looks. First impression, 3 minutes in. Well, that's not so bad. Okay. Uh, all the packaging, you can see it comes with this lovely box. I think addiesdive sends all of most of their watches in this box. I really like it because it's like a mini box. You can use it for other things as well. You will get the cards as well, as you can see. Warranty card, I think. Yeah, not signed, but that doesn't matter. Addiesdive. Okay. Well, I will just get over the specs because I know you guys are here mostly for the specs too. So we'll just discuss that right away. Model AD 288. The movement inside is a Seiko NH35. So that's an automatic mechanical movement. Seiko's movements has been reliable for always, as I know. Uh, I like the movement. Only downside for me is it might be a little chunky boy. And as you can see, sorry, I'm just trying to center this for you guys. The thickness won't be that thin as you would like to expect, as by example for a PT5000. But that's no problem. It is very reliable, uh, and the service, well, I think when it's time to service this bad boy, most of the time, especially if you're were about to bring this to a local watchmaker, they will just swap it out for a new one. I think because they are, you know, not so expensive. Case material 360L stainless steel. Okay. It is finished with a nice brush, circular motion on the lugs there. Mid case, also very nice finishing. Matte finish. Okay. It's a brushed process. Glass, K1 mineral glass. By the way, I'm getting the specs right off the addiesdive website. AR coating, anti-reflective coating. Yeah, I'm not for the gear knobs. I'm not wearing a ND filter on my camera because I just didn't have the time to do it. This is like a quick review. Uh, so that means that the glare and the reflection will be a lot more than you're used to my other videos. But in real life, I see a little bit of blue tint on the AR coating, but that's not too bad. It's very legible and I can see everything. Luminous Vintage C3 Green Super Luminous. Okay, so that means basically C3 Lume, the best and the brightest lume of everything. That's better, although more brighter, 100% instead of the BGW9 that you could find for 95%, I think, or 90%. And I will demonstrate at the end of this video the look of the C3, of course. Crown, screw down crown. Let me check that for a second. Yes. And I like it that this watch has a very big, firm crown. So I'm a big fan of big crowns. They look silly, but for the technicality, I can look the other way and accept this very chunky, big crown. I will measure this also in just a second. Screw down. Okay, screw down case back as well. Nice octagonal shape. I'll remove this sticker for you guys. That case back. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Oh, that case back. Wow. Octagonal shape with all the specs on it. Addiesdive logo. At the beginning, I was not a big fan of the logo because of the application, because the way it interacts with my skin. I have like this little bit of sensory issues, and in my head, most of the time, it won't feel good, but it is not that bad. My other addiesdive has a lot of more grain, and that will interact more with the skin, but I am just very picky, so don't mind my pickiness. And I think 90% of the time it won't matter for you guys, so I'm happy with that. Water resistance 20 bars, so 200 meters water resistance. I don't know if I can fully trust that, but if they say so, they claim. Yeah, they are called addiesdive, so I think they are meant to dive, but don't quote me on that. Even though it is a dive company watch, they have a screw-in crown. It's always for me, like if it is not a dive watch or dive style watch, I won't be sure if I would even swim with it. But that's an whole another topic. That's just my preference. I can only advise you to do so, but hey, if you own this watch or planning to get this watch, do whatever you want with the watch, of course. It's your watch. Now we go to the dimensions. This is the juicy part because this watch is not 38 millimeters, but 36 millimeters. That's very good news for people with smaller wrists like mine. And I'm sorry for the reflection, guys. I'm just seeing right now that my setup is not optimal for this kind of thing. So I'm trying to just let you see the most of the dial and just play off the reflection for this time. Next time I will be more prepared for you guys and just fight the reflection, angle my light the other way, of course. But look at that. Very nice. 36 millimeter diameter. Wow. Case thickness 12.5. And the lug width is 18 millimeters. As I just noticed, the straps feel a little bit small, but I like it. For me personally, 18, even 16. Yeah, 16. I got a marathon here with 16 millimeter strap. Wears like a dream on my small 16.5 centimeter wrist. But 18 millimeter strap. Okay, lug width 18 millimeter. And the lug to lug is 46 millimeter. That is not bad for this. Only my one comment about this is, of course, the thickness. It will throw off because it is a 36 millimeter watch. It has a quite long looking lug to lug because of the case design, but in reality, the 46 millimeter doesn't wear that big, especially for this design. And as you can see, the lugs curve really nicely with the wrist. I will demonstrate later on the wrist shots, of course. It's only the thickness maybe is a discussion, but I think it fits the style of this watch. And because of the NH35 in it, this case is a little bit thicker, but uh, I don't think there is a pretty better deal on this watch or this style watch with a 36 millimeter diameter and with a automatic movement, or you have to find really deep into the mushroom brands such as Tentorio, Barnspre, all the other brands, Pliger. Um, but then you have to consider, are they offering the same QC and quality such as a addiesdive? I don't know about that because I'm pretty convinced of addiesdive and their quality. I'm rambling too much, but I think a lot of you guys like that. Those are the specs. I'll get my checklist back. Okay, now the case. I talked a lot about the case shape and the thickness, so I won't be talking about that anymore. I like the octagonal case back. Reminds me of Omega, but of course I cannot say that with a watch like this because it's I just can't say it. But you know, or even the world of Gerald Agenta, it's just laughable. But I don't know. I'm drawn into octagonal shape watches because right here, another review coming soon is the MWC, and as you see, this has a Genta inspired octagonal bezel on a military field watch, 36 millimeter. Come on, guys, but this is quartz. Um, Ardune on also a great example. Ardune is 34 millimeters, and you won't see any difference at all. 36, 34 and a half, I think. Then 36 you already had. The Murph homage from Militado. Review coming soon. 38 millimeters against 36 addiesdive. You won't see any more difference at all. You have to look really good. Thickness, yeah, a little bit because this is a NH35 and this is a VH31 quartz for those who know. 36, 34. And then my marathon, so as I demonstrated, this is 34 millimeters, 36, but both field watches, quartz, automatic, um, same vibe. I would say this one is more modern vibes. This one is definitely more vintage based. And also the strap. I was not a big fan after seeing the strap, but that's just my preference. But I believe this is to gain stability, so the strap won't wear out that quick. And it is not that bad. The strap quality will look, it looks like cardboard. It is a very chunky strap, but I kind of like it. Me, myself, I'm a sweaty guy and I sweat a lot, so this would probably break in after one wear in the summer. And I think it would pretty much mold into my wrist shape, offering a comfort fit. Um, the dial, very standard vintage military watch design. So for the design, I cannot say much or give anything to addiesdive other than it's legible and it suits the style, I guess. What I like is the second-hand tip though, because it is loomed, as I will demonstrate in the loom shot, and it is a very like small triangle, and I don't know, it just interfere with the other triangle uh, shapes at the hour indices, and that is just peak performance in the legibility category. Now we'll move on to the strap that I already had. The movement. Well, I can talk a day long about the movement, but you guys can do your research as well. Seiko movement reliable. Um. Okay, now I will just do a wrist shot for you guys. I will just put on this bracelet. Bear with me, guys. This is my first time like doing this raw, uncut. So this is actually how it looks when I'm shooting on my videos, but you're not seeing this part when I'm putting on the watch. This is a very chunky needle strap, nylon strap with a leather piece on it. So yeah, I got a watch on. My wrist is 16.5 centimeters. As you can see, very chunky. I'll remove this later. What can I say? 36 millimeters fits like a glove for my size. But even if you have bigger wrists, for example, 7-inch or higher, bigger, don't let that discourage you. Look at that. I'll be giving this watch away to one of my friends, but because I already own a lot of watches and, you know, I like this watch, but I won't be wearing it because my collection is already very big. So why not make one happy with something like this, you know? But look at this. The size is perfect for my wrist. I'll get a little bit more further. On downside, if you're wearing it like this, like a hand watch, this will dig in your hand, especially with this big of a crown. Um, so yeah, keep that in mind. But or if you're a righty, then you won't have that problem at all. I totally forgot all my promises from the begin to also measure everything with a caliper because I know there are people watching that also want exact measurements, including myself sometimes. And after this one, I will show you the loom shot as promised. I'll start with this big screw down crown of 7 millimeters. Okay, well, I'll, I'll do the case first. 36, spot on. 36, yeah. Okay, then thickness of 12 and a half, 12.5, 12.5. I got OCD, so I need to hit the specs perfectly. Well, it says 12.7, 12.6, but I'm not hitting it perfectly, so I believe 12.5 is the exact measurement. Now let's do lug to lug. Lug tip, 46.2. Come on. Okay, I believe it is 46. 46. I think 46, but it says 46.1. Oh yeah, strap or lug width. This is harder than it looks, guys. I believe safety mode, so that's 18. Now we'll measure the strap for you guys too. Like this. Yeah, 18. Yeah, that's more easier to do. 18. Okay. Oh yeah. What I'm noticing, it has a quick release adjust lugs. How awesome is that? So you don't need any tools, just release like this. I'm not doing it because I need it intact, but you can just like with your hands pull the lugs, the pins in the lugs. Forgot how they call it, but the pins in the lugs, you can just remove them with your hands without any tools. So that's a quick bonus. So you can adjust the strap, swap to a new strap. And now what I promised you guys, where is my the loom shot? I'm just charging it up with a regular lighter because I don't have a blue light. I don't have the blue light yet, but don't worry, guys. If this channel is running good enough, you know how it goes. I'm taking care of you guys. So I think this will do. And I'm gonna kill the studio lights for you guys. I still have my iPad on, so that's giving light. I'll kill that one too. Oh, but no, it's not focusing. Okay, now it's focusing. As you can notice, it has blue PHW9 indices, but then the pointer indices and the second hands, basically all the hands are C3 loomed. How awesome is that? So you get like a mixed double loomed type motion right there. I'm just making sure if I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, like I said, loom shot was nice. I like how the military time is perfectly readable. Wrist feel is very nice. It has some heft on the case, but when you're wearing it, it's mostly top heavy. And I like that for this style of watch. It looks very nice. And yeah, I don't know what to sell. Sell. I'm not a salesman. I don't know what to say anymore. I noticed also it has drilled lug holes. Oh, drilled lug holes. So if this doesn't have a quick release bar, or you have other straps which don't have these, you can just simply use a toothpick or your tool and just push it through the hole, which is 1000% simpler than the regular way of coming between those lugs. I always have a hard time, me myself personally, when I'm doing that. So this is just perfect in my opinion. Addiesdive thought of everything what you may occur. So kudos to them. Addiesdive, I really like your brand, and yeah, the best wishes to you guys because you keep innovating, and releasing lots of watches that people really appreciate, and we do see the value in the watches. So thank you for producing watches at a valuable price. Um, do I have anything more to say to you guys? Um, Flaws. Well, as perfect as a watch is, I really have to look for flaws. But then again, this is a $100 watch, and I believe during the sales it will be discounted even more. Uh, Everything is perfectly printed on the dial. I don't see any alignment issues because this doesn't involve any applications or uh, indices that are like put in. So I won't be able to tell it's just perfect for my eye. Um, yeah, pros and cons. Well, I'll start with the pros. It's perfect for smaller wrists. And if you're on a budget, like, come on, $100 for this watch. This is insane value, guys. It has an automatic movement, which is very hard to find in 36 millimeters, coming from a one of the upcoming best budget brands on AliExpress. I've said it. addiesdive. Uh, so yeah, you will get a little bit of reliability and customer service, of course, because if something's wrong, you can contact addiesdive and they are happy to help instead of I won't be calling any names, but I've definitely handled some pretty bad AliExpress brand watches that just don't care. And if you're like messaging them, they won't even react. So I believe that addiesdive is insane value, in my opinion. Um, More pros. The loom has double colors. I might want to have a date on it if I'm very picky, so that's my con. Another con, yeah, maybe like I like the size of this crown, but for some it might be like digging or like it's just too big. And just if I'm honest, it looks ugly, but in my opinion, comfort trumps aesthetics. So I'm willing to wear this piece because it's just so easy to adjust. Oh, but then again, sometimes you're not feeling it, or you're wearing the watch mostly of the look, most of the people, including myself. But now I'm contradicting myself. But yeah, many vibes, many opinions. But I like this watch. What I don't like also is this light colored leather piece that I put on. If they maybe made this black or black leather and then a green military khaki color NATO, that would be perfect. But that's just my preference. I like the back plate. I like the logo. It's tough, you know. Looks like a gangster. Um, yeah, 200 meter. If I can only believe that it's 200 meter, then you have pretty good value, and I might believe them because come on, it's addiesdive. addiesdive. Somewhere here in the line, they must have explained that this is genuine 200-meter water pressured tested. So just take it with a grain of salt, guys. AD2088 now in the store available. Get one, guys. I will put an affiliate link down in the comment section or in the description. Please order from my link. That would help the channel and you guys won't pay any extra. It will just support me in my journey to documentate more reviews because as you know, I'm a very busy man. I have so much or so little time for you, but then again, I'm trying my best to just review these watches for you because the watches just keep in coming in. So yeah, any questions down below. And if you like my video, please like the video. It would help me a lot, exposing my content to fellow watch enthusiasts like you and me, of course. And yeah, as always, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.